I tell you, it's really amazing how much the fishing just exploded just in a couple of days, you know. On this edition of DockSide TV, you're going to see some pretty incredible fishing action. We just hooked up to the Reno skiff. We're going to tow it across Lake Pontchartrain, and we got some very low water conditions. We're going to go fish the marshes, and you're going to see all kinds of amazing things. You got marsh trout up over 3 pounds, close to 4 pounds being caught today. You got tail and redfish we saw multiple times, at least 6 or 7 times today. Tail and redfish, sight fishing redfish. We got shrimp jumping out the water. We got flounders close to 3 and 4 pounds. Everything we caught today, just incredible on our new magic wintertime, fall time bait, marsh bait. It's the Tiger Bait right here, Matrix Shad. It's excellent. You can see the lake right now. We passed it up today just because it had a big front come through over the weekend. But you see how calm it is now. It looks like maybe tomorrow or the next day it'll be time to give the lake a look. But I tell you, the fishing just exploded in the last few days. That big front lowered the water levels, lowered the water temperature. It's been a pretty tough going since Hurricane Isaac, but it's on now. Check out this excitement on DockSide TV. Alright, well, we're just pulling up to a little spot that we had found yesterday. It's a nice little 7-8 foot canal. The water's real low right now, as you can see it on the bank. See all of the mud exposed on the bank right there. And yesterday what we did was we just fished up and down this shoreline here. We were catching a few trout here and there as we were on the casting towards the bank, and a few reds. But whenever we really started killing them, we would see the shrimp come up to the surface in the middle of the canal. So while we're fishing there, we're just going to pay very close attention to see if we can see some shrimp come up and see if we can get on a real good bite like we did yesterday. Second cast. Probably a little, I think it's a small redfish. Just working it off that ledge right there. Yeah, about a 20-inch red coming right off that little slope. Nice healthy. Look at the girth on that fish. Nice healthy 16, no, probably a 20-inch fish. And what we're using today is we got the new Tiger Bait Matrix Shad. It's a purple with a chartreuse. It's the same lemon head body with a purple top, and we're using a 5/16 ounce golden eye jig head. It's a perfect jig head for this kind of depth where you're fishing like 5 foot of water. That's what's happening. Play, Daddy.
Alright guys, well, this is our third cast of the morning. Flounder. Being that we're getting into November now, it's one of the best months to fish out here, Lake Pontchartrain estuary. It's going to condense a lot of fish. These low water conditions will condense a lot of fish into some of these marshy canals, and when they do that, it's a great time to throw a bait that's got a high contrast and a dark contrast. Like the Tiger Bait, you got a dark purple with that lemon head undertone, and it mimics a variety of bait fish and also crabs with those the different tones in the bait. But it's a real good bait for fishing in the marsh, especially this time of year. We're going to be doing a lot of marsh fishing, and there's just there's no telling what you might come out here and catch. One day it could be redfish, the next day it could be trout, and you'll have a few of these flounder mixed in with them.
Another nice fish here for the box. Let me show you exactly like a good strategy of fishing in November in the fall. November's probably my favorite month of the year. You just want to fish with the trolling motor. You want to cover a lot of water. You want to fish real fast right when you start. And then once you find the fish, you're going to find that they're ganged up. So we got a lot of shoreline here to fish. I'm gonna fish this pretty quick on the first drift, and then I'll know after about 30 minutes of where the condensed areas are, where the fish are congregating. And then once I find them, then I'll slow it down and start milking the area. And you can see, again, the water's low. And we're going to cast it up towards that mud bank where the water's just barely up there. With that west wind creates that water to drop out, which it's been blowing all week. And you know, you get a lot of people say to just barely work the lure in the wintertime. And that's true when it gets really, really cold. But just because it's cold, there, you know, in the air temperature in November and December, the water temperature is still 60, 65 degrees, 70 degrees some days, and that's extremely warm for fish. You know, they really, really like to be in 60 to 70 degree water, and they're very active. Although, you know, it might be 40 degrees outside, it's still 60 degrees under the water. So I like to really pop the lure good in November because they're ready to feed this time of year. When you get into January and February and it's water temperatures there in the low 50s, then you're just going to crawl it. But this time of year, there's a shrimp jumping right there, a little bitty shrimp. And that's the other thing, while we're fishing this bank, when we see those shrimp come up in the middle of the canal, we'll start throwing out towards the middle. And that's where you'll catch 10 or 15 in a row. While we're throwing on the bank, we're just catching one here and there, but they're a lot nicer fish. We get them up to 2.5 pounds. You know, you get an occasional 20-inch fish. So looks like it's going to be a heck of a morning.
All right, guys. We just found a shrimp starting to jump in the canal. Got on a good trout bite. Probably caught 15 or 20 in the last 5 minutes. Whenever you do that, you want to fish as fast as you can and catch as many as you can because the bite doesn't last that long. You want to follow the shrimp jumping, and while you do that, you want to get some lures in your pockets, throw your fish on the floor, clean all that mess up whenever you got time when the bite turns off. But while they're biting, catch as many as you can.
Oh yeah, shake that head. Shake that head. That's a pretty good fish for back here. Solid 2.5, almost 3 pound fish here. This is what we're really looking for. Get a box full of these. Look at that. I mean, he didn't want that matrix shad there. Nice 20-inch trout probably. 18 to 20. Ooh, it's in there. Look at those 2 big fang teeth he's got. It's funny how those trout, some of them have 1, some of them have 2. Let's see how nice this fish is. He is right at 19.5. So we get some more of these bad boys.
Well, guys, that's number 50. Caught about 10 trout early this morning. We saw 1 shrimp jump around, scattering himself. We moseyed over to see what the fuss was, and 40 fish later, we're finished. We go look for some redfish now, do some sight fishing. Good day so far.
See these redfish right here about 11 o'clock. See their backs are out the water. And one just turned to the right. It looks like 2 or 3 of them. Look at him. I'm gonna make a pitch. Tail and reds. What we doing now? Caught a few trout this morning, nothing crazy. And what we did was let the sun get up high and it's gonna get even higher. It's gonna get even better. So where we can see, where we're just creeping along the bank, where we can see into the water, and these redfish, they're tailing. They're tailing out the water. A lot of times we're seeing them 20 yards before we get to them, so we know where they're at. Some of them, the whole back's coming out the water. That one I seen his back come up for a second. I got a little closer to where I could see where his mouth was, pitched it right on his nose, gobbled it up. Tiger Bait Matrix Shad, just let that sun get up. You can see about 12 inches down in the water right now. Get on the shoreline, burn down the bank with the trolling motor till you see them. Pretty awesome.
Make a cast on this fish right here, guys. And you can see him.
There he is. He ate it.
I don't know if you got any of that. We're past our tournament season, but we are catching some nice fish in here today, so we're going to go ahead and check and measure some of these fish as if we were fishing a tournament. You can see how fat some of these fish are. So what we have here is a 23.5-inch fish. You can see he's a beautiful fish, lots of spots and real thick. I'm going to go ahead and put him on the scale and see exactly what caliber of fish we're on in here. What we have here, guys, is a 23.5-inch fish that weighs about 6.5 pounds, which is a great caliber of fish for tournament fishing. That means when this fish reaches the upper end of the slot, 26.5 inches, he's going to be anywhere from 8 to over a 9 pounder. This is a great caliber of fish. You can see how fat they are. They're gorging themselves on shrimp in this area we're in, and they are really eating up. And we're just easing down the bank, throwing the new Tiger Bait Matrix Shad, catching a few of these.
Alright, this is number 10 on the reds. We're going to go ahead and end the show right here. Got a feisty one. It's pretty incredible. November. Got another nice 6.5, 7 pound red. Just flipping them in. Pretty awesome right now. He knocked off my lure, look like. Oh no, it's still on there. Another nice fish. Like I said, Matrix Shad, Tiger Bait. I mean, it's just incredible. Look, been in here for a couple hours. Got a mess of trout, a limit of reds, 2 nice flounder. Oh boy. Can't beat the action out here. Make sure to get in on it. It's going to be like this all the way until water temperatures get in the low 50s is when it slows down. Lake Pontchartrain is going to be hot. The bridge is going to be hot as soon as this cold front gets completely through. That water clears up. Anytime after a front, make sure to come fish the Marsh. Pick you up some Matrix Shads, Tiger Bait, awesome winter color. 5/16 ounce golden eye in the marshes. 3/8 out on the bridges. For all other episodes, bridge episodes, other parts of the lake, they got fish jumping around everywhere. Shrimp are going crazy. Look for the birds, Bayou Thomas, Mud Lake, Lake Catherine. And like I said, check the bridges for the big trout. Come see us at DockSide. Pick up some Matrix Shads. For all other episodes, www.docksidela.com. Until next time, good fishing.